board the very talented Mr. Tavis Maplesden, everybody!
Thank you very much. Good evening, and first let me say thank you to the Trevor Pad for having me here tonight. Trevor Pad is truly one of my favorite comedians. He's great. I also really like any comedians that you guys find funny too. My name is Tavis Maplesden, and I'm here tonight on the first and final leg of my campaign for political office representing the great city of Ottawa. Thank you. Look, I'm a get-to-the-point kind of guy, and not one for hyperbole, but I promise you, if you vote for me, all your wildest dreams will come true. I'm a man of the people, for the people, and by the people. That's right, my parents were people, just like you. I'm a real down-to-earth, let's sit and have a non-craft brewed beer together, and if you're buying, I'll take 10 kind of guy. And forget bucket beers. If elected, I promise that both beer and daycares will not only be completely free for people of all ages, but we will actually create a number of jobs by employing those kids to do all the bottling themselves. Rest assured, in me you can find any political belief you want, because I don't just represent one side or the other. I represent aspects of all the mainstream parties. I believe in small, streamlined government and reduced spending. Unless you have a government job. In that case, I want you to have a long and rewarding career, an increase in your pension, and an early retirement. I want to bring in hardworking refugees and immigrants. Tax them heavily, use them as scapegoats for our societal problems, have them put to death, and then use their remains as mulch for our sustainable boreal forests. Look, guys, I might be a straight married man, but I also believe in mandatory gay marriages. If everyone has to suck a dick at some point in their life, it makes it a lot harder to judge someone else for doing it. Why is everyone laughing? Pro-life, pro-choice, I'm pro-you, and pro whatever you want to do. However, in the interest of equality and closing the gender wage gap, I also believe that it should be mandatory that every woman's first pregnancy be terminated. Although I have a feeling that, for the most part, that may already be the case. Am I right, ladies? Now look, I may have grown up in Toronto, but I assure you I'm a true dyed-in-the-wool Ottawa or Ottawan, whatever it's called. Ottawanian. No, that's not it. That's Alexanian. It's a carpet commercial. Whatever it is. Anyway, I'm so committed to Ottawa that over the years I have successfully become much worse at driving, just so I could fit in with all of you here in this fine city. Don't really know where you're going or how to get there when you get in your car? Don't understand speed limits? Then Ottawa, you're my kind of people. And I'm a big proponent of Ottawa sport and culture. In fact, just the other day I was having a conversation with a real person about how much we enjoy the Ottawa hockey team. The Senators, I believe it is. I also like the Rough Riders and whatever the soccer team is called. But I don't want to just represent one area or one riding. I want to represent everyone in our fair city, from Centertown to Bell's Corners, from Rockcliffe to the Glebe, and even all the shitty parts like Haringey Mall and that place where a few years ago 14-year-old girls were pimping out 12-year-old girls to scumbags on the internet. Even those places. Centertown. You want more check cashing places? You got it. More weed dispensaries right next door to those loan sharks to complete the circle of poverty and destitution? No problem. I promise a chicken in every pot and pot in every chicken. What does that mean? It means I'm also going to make it legal to keep tons of chickens in your yard. There, I just secured all the Italian vote from Preston Street. And if you want, you can feed those chickens some of your pot. Get them high. Maybe it'll help those chickens not have to deal with the fact that they live in a shitty backyard in Little Italy that faces the O train, and they won't have to once or twice be like, they'd be like, whoa, what was that, a train? Why is there a train here? It seems kind of useless to me, and I'm just a fucking chicken. Downtown, I vow to put the spark back in Spark Street. By literally setting it on fire, burning the whole thing to the ground, and having it condemned so we can finally all stop pretending that it's a viable place for business or entertainment or anything. Sandy Hill, I promise to stop laughing every time a half-built LRT tunnel collapses and causes a sinkhole in a place called Sandy Hill. What is the problem there? But seriously, guys, Lower Town, not only will we provide clean, safe injection sites, but also free drugs. And on Saturday nights, free bullets, so people can go load up their guns before heading out into the Byward Market. Gloucester and Orleans, I promise free prescription antidepressants for one and all, incrementally increasing in strength the further and further out you get towards Trim Road. Barhaven, let's just move you guys in a little closer. Maybe everyone will stop making those jokes. Manotick, Greeley, Metcalf, I've heard of you. The Glebe, I promise to set up a 24 hours a day complaints hotline for you to call and air even your most minor of grievances. The sheer number of incoming calls will guarantee the creation of at least 50 to 100 phone operator jobs. Oh, I thought he was cheersing me. To all the rich white neighborhoods, I say, I promise to keep the poor immigrants you fear so much they couldn't even come close to affording to be there anyway, and for that matter, any kind of change whatsoever, no matter how positive, out of your neighborhoods. I may be from the mean streets of Toronto, but believe me, I understand white privilege. When all else fails and the continued segregation of minorities no longer works, segregate yourselves. Make it a gated community, or just call it a desirable neighborhood, or whatever, jack up housing prices. If that still doesn't work, blockade the streets and put up a sign that says zombies inside. Anything to keep the minorities out, right, guys? And to those minorities I say, enough is enough. End the segregation. I stand with you, and to be honest, I don't even think zombies really exist. Let's take to the streets and burn these rich bastards' mansions to the ground. Also, mansions, rich people, this is 2018. They should be called persontions. By the way, I should also mention I'm running for mayor. And if elected, I promise to be just as trustworthy, well-liked, and law-abiding as former Mayor Larry O'Brien. And Mayor Jim Watson, give me a break. Is there anything that guy won't attend? He once literally attended 16 events in one day. I once heard a joke about how Jim Watson would attend the opening of an envelope. Of course, we all had a good laugh at that classic joke. But then I looked over my shoulder, and there was Jim Watson. And he was like, I'm here to attend the telling of this joke. In fact, is Mayor Watson here tonight? There's about a 95% chance he is. Hey, just kind of hang around town and don't do any real mayor type work. I can do that. I already do that. I'm perfect for it. In conclusion, guys, this Thursday when you go to the polls, don't vote with your brain or heart or conscience. Vote for me. Vote for the winds of change that will keep everything just the way you like it. Vote for progressive ideas that won't get in the way of the status quo. Vote for the betterment of everyone, to and for the exclusion of others. Vote Tavis Mapleston. Thank you very much.